So I want to make this video, and I'm going to be talking about, as you guys see by the title, about the recent events. Well, it doesn't even have a title, but you know what's been going on with the cops lately. You know, the black community versus the cop killings, and the whole Black Lives Matter thing. Now, I dealt with my fair share of being harassed by cops. I dealt with my fair share with racism. You know, I am mixed. I'm half Cherokee. As you know, the Cherokee Indians, this was our first home is the U.S. You know, before it became the U.S., before it was discovered by Christopher Columbus. I am half Jamaican. Jamaicans were also slaves. Trust me. When Christopher Columbus, once they found this place, you know, and after the during times, you know, they would kill off Indians because their first landing mark was in New York City. I can't. I think it was Long Island. They like first Long Island, and you know Long Island's known for its deaths because that's where when they first landed, they first started slaughting Indians because they didn't understand. And they started using them as slaves. Because the country's so big, there's a lot of Indians at the time, and they decided to go out into cities again, which just makes me also half South African as well. So they brought back a lot of slaves, a lot of black people back here to this country. Also, at the same time, what they don't tell you in the history books that they also brought the Chinese, and a lot of us have Asian in us. So I'm also half Eskimo as well, and also half Italian. And of course, Italians didn't start immigrating into this country around the Western days, or during World War II, pretty much. One thing about history that they don't tell you is that the Asian people, they did their work, they did what they did, and at times you had the ones that would help to try to escape. The Underground Railroad system just wasn't black people, it was Asian, Chinese people, and it was Indian people too, and they all had something to do with escaping at the time. And during that process, they would socialize, they would get together and eventually have mixed babies in. Of course, during that time, that was a no-no, especially if you were white. So you have that. One thing over the times here in America that we see here is this. In history, there are two things that people will find negative and that they will find offensive to. Back in the Civil War, the real war wasn't about freedom for fighting. The real Civil War was about what design of the flag is going to represent the United States while becoming the United States over the decades, over the years, and what flag would be flown. The U.S. flag as we know today was originally created and was supposed to be the design for the South. The South flag was originally designed for the North. Okay. Now, Over people think the rebel flag represents racism. I'm here to correct everyone on their history of it. Over time, the wrong people get a hold of the wrong things and make it into something that it's not. 13 stars on the rebel flag represented the 13 original states of that time. During that time, there were no such thing as uniforms being worn. So you had people killing people on their teams. No one knew who anyone was. Okay. After a while, they started getting their act together. During this time, a lot of people were recruited. Slave workers, people that, even people that worked, even people that owned foundations, So you had white people, Asian people, and even Indian people fighting in the Civil War. So over time, you may not want to work with somebody you don't like. I get that. And over time, the rebel flag got a bad reputation because of the wrong people decided to make it into that. So the rebel flag has nothing to do with racism. It doesn't. It represents for the 13 original states, and that was supposed to be the actual United States flag. Now, World War II, a lot of Germans overcross these, from Chinese and all that. Sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. But we depend on them. Even though we have our own sources of here in America, and we can create our own stuff as like they can, but we won't because we're too cheap, is that we depend on them. They could have ended us if they wanted to. That's real. Our original Pledge of Allegiance, way before Hitler was born, way before his parents were born, and this was during the time of maybe his grandparents and their parents' time. The original Declaration of not Declaration of Independence. The original pledge, when you say the Pledge of Allegiance, really started like this and went to like this. Do your history. Yet again, this is another thing of mistaken. Yet again, this is another thing of where somebody gets a hold of something, makes it into what it is, makes it into something negative. Just like the little Nazi symbol with the hammers. That symbol has been around way before Hitler. This has been the time even before Christopher Columbus found this country. Matter of fact, this is during the time of the ancient lions, for Pete's sakes. It's in Africa. It's in Egypt. It's everywhere. That symbol is everywhere way before. This is during the, like I said, during the Great Lions. During almost before, after Jesus Christ. That's how old that symbol is. It's been around. And yet again, this has something. Yet again, it's another one of those things to where, hey, somebody gets a hold of something, they make it into something negative. So, what we may think is racist because our country here is based off lies. They hide the truth. It's based off bloodshed, innocence, and money. Money in this world represents power. It causes greed. It makes men do things. For what we really are, and we really lost our way. Look up, I'm going to leave a link down in the description below to Charlie Chapman's greatest speech that tells how we truly are as humans, how we really lost our way. And he's making very powerful statements. Very powerful indeed. Over the time of slavery, even Civil War, even during the Western days, even during the Dark Ages, my ancestors escaped. Those that got away became cutthroat pirates. So I'm also, because my ancestors were pirates, so it runs in my blood. what we think is right at times is also wrong. But people don't realize there's always been slavery. Even before really slavery began, as they want to call it. People think slavery began when Christopher Columbus came. No. Way before him, even before Jesus and the time of during Jesus, there's been slavery. Jews had their own slaves of Jews. Egyptians had their own Egyptians for slaves. Africa, they had their own slaves, their own people, just like in Jamaica. Indians have their own slaves too. The Chinese have their own slaves, their own people. So slavery's been around, and it's nothing new. Observation camps are prisons due to free slavery or work due to slavery. If anybody watched, the cartoon series Boondock Saints, that jail episode, they explain, that was real. What that kid said, that was real. Eddie Griffin said the same thing like last year, this year during an interview. You can be in any, he said he used to be in the Navy, and he even said this about the military service. They're like observation camps. They're prison camps. They want you to hire them to do their dirty work for them, but they don't want to pay you much, so they hire you in as slavery. Just like prisons, just like jails. They're slavery, observation camps. They send you to do the dirty work. That's what they do. So it's already set up. Us here as society, as people now, there's never been freedom. There's no such thing as freedom. We're all still slaves in some kind of way. The only time where we're going to be free is when we're dead. Okay, that's the only time we're really going to be free, and knowing that's real. You got to start really waking up. Put it this way, this is how much real history is being hidden. After the death of Abraham Lincoln, we ended up getting a woman president. Y'all didn't know that, did you? There's the people that you see on TV at the Oval Office, they're there to look good. They don't have power. The president doesn't have power. He's just a stickerhead. You have him, this is how it works. He's lower class, the president. You have the table of Congress that you see on TV. You have a higher table of Congress that you don't see. The society, then the shadow, secret society. And you do have these cults out here. Cults are real. Sacrifices of human sacrifices or blood sacrifices are real. There is a power in a society that controls things. They give us the tools now as black humans, as the black community, to destroy ourselves. They give us liquor. They put liquor stores. They put the guns out there on the streets. They do put the drugs back out there on the streets for us to get a hold of, so they can come back around and do the same thing to us. That's a common fact. There's a movie out there with I forget his name. Perhaps it's called Blue Street. It was made in late '90s, early 2000s, and there's knowledge in there. When he's looking for a diamond jewel that he dropped in between the cocaine, like a big pile of stat cocaine, right? And this is true. Every time they do a drug bust, not only do they take it back to the precinct, they put it right back down on the streets. And in the movie's like, okay, well, it's going back out on the streets anyways. So they're not helping to take drugs off the streets. They're helping putting drugs back on the streets for us to destroy ourselves as humans. And so there are some good cops and there are some bad cops. It's like there's good white people and there's bad white people. I had my fair share of both. I really truly did. I had my fair share, of both sides. And one thing always leads to something. That's real. Just like one of George W. Bush's secretaries, he was one of the original founding members of the Ku Klux Klan of the KKK. The KKK first started here in Middle Tennessee and Pulaski. I live in Columbia. Pulaski's an hour away from here, just right next door. That's real talk. We have a town holiday here called Mule Day. Mule Day stands for slavery trade with mules. Now, over time, that turned into like bargain trades, like goods like purses, hats, clothes, jewelry, food. It turned into like a festival. Well, during the time when it first started up, you would take a black person and you would hang them at the courthouse to get the holiday started. And, from my experience, I dealt with racism. I've dealt with, I really did. I dealt with a lot of it. I've been called the N-word plenty of times. I've been harassed plenty of times by white people. I can hear some stories. Is that some that three of them that stick out to me. Well, four really that stick out to me. That really wants to rain. I'm gonna start with the simplest one. It was me and my friend. One day, me and my ex-best friend, and we're walking, and at night, it was about to get nighttime. So you stay out late at night before, and we get pulled over for walking. He's like, I gotta write you boys. I'm gonna give you all boys off for the warning. You do know it's against the law to walk now. Side road. Sidewalk. I was like, That's the stupidest thing ever. I don't know. I was on probation at the time, and I went to my probation office on a Wednesday with probation class. I said, can I ask you something? You're law enforcement. Was a law just now passed where it's against the law to walk now on the side of the road, even on the sidewalk? Like, no, I was like, well, me and my friend got stopped, and the person let us off with a warning and said it was. That's why I'm asking you. A number one incident, when you go into like the town square, and by the time you enter the time you enter your halfway point to your halfway exit point out the square, because there's only really one way. Well, no, I won't say one way, but you guys get what I'm saying. Is that it's stupid because we're walking, we're just walking, a lot of sidewalks and a lot of the stoplights with the button that's pressed is where if you want to walk, it'll let you walk. So there's a couple cops over there, and they just stopped me and my friend. They asked us to put our hands on the car and asked us to check us down and say we're just taking precaution, and remind you there were white cops. Me and my friend was black. Okay. It's like, we're checking to see who walks through this area. Well, that was complete another lie. A lot of people walk through this area and stop them. They did that just to felt like harassing. After that, they left, and we waited till they left, and we went behind an alleyway, and we undressed ourselves. We checked ourselves at least 3 to 4 times to make sure they didn't plant nothing on us. Because if we didn't, let's say if they did, and we didn't know, we didn't bother to check ourselves, they could have came back around, did the same thing, and then tried to get us for something we didn't know. So that's why we really checked ourselves 4 times, and then we checked each other 4 times, to make sure, look, they didn't plant nothing on us. Remember another incident. It was me. It's like 2014 at the time. Or it was around spring, around fall time. So I'm over in the neighborhood behind Walmart. I go meet up with homeboy of mine, my best friend. In sixth grade. Other group of people. So it was around 5 of us. I think 3 playing basketball. Me and my friend, sitting there talking. I'm not big on sports, and You know how you have your inner circle of friends, and then one of them may have their inner circle of friends. Well, it's something like that. Well, one of them, you know, everyone's here at age. You know, I'm like 23 at the time. Okay, I didn't mean for that. Okay, I was like 23 at the time. Everyone's like, see, 18. A couple of them are 18. Some of them 19. So everyone's an adult, pretty much. You know, 19, you know, 18, 19, going on 20. Then you have 23. So another friend that pulls up is like 20 years old. Not my friend, one of their friends. Asks him for a cigarette. Gives him a cigarette. Just talks for a while. Leaves. Cop, all of a sudden cop comes by. Stops us all. Ask everyone's a question. Like, what was the cigarette for? Harassing us all over because somebody asked for a cigarette. Asked for everyone for, you know, where they stay at. Didn't bother to ask for ID, thank God. You know. So, I mean, everyone had ID on, but he didn't bother to ask. He asked where everyone lived at. I gave him false information because I ain't gonna tell you what the fuck I stay. I already know what you're gonna do anyways. You know, I do have a criminal record. Shit, I got several. Big rap sheet. Cops, they patrol the areas over here. You know, they're gonna see if anybody has any criminal records over here. Gotta patrol the area. That's what they do. They don't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't surprise me none whatsoever at all with this. And with that being said, you know, hey, you sitting there, you want to bully, you know, you felt like bullying. You know what I'm saying? Again, you got some white people in there, but again, all black people, you know, we weren't doing anything wrong but playing ball, talking. All adults. Half my friends smoke. Okay, I may not affiliate myself people no more, but even I know what happens. The other incident. I'm a week out from jail. I go to Walmart with my friend. We go to McDonald's. Now, let me feeling this part. They say no loitering. Loitering used to be another word for stealing when there used to be blackouts. That's what it is. They want to change it where people just hanging around. And this is Walmart too, to remind you. You know, you have McDonald's and Walmarts now. Yeah, it was that. So, because of that, we ain't doing nothing. Yeah, we used to chill. Yeah, we chill. We don't want everywhere in that Walmart. Only place to be at. Got the hose there. You know what I'm saying? People in Walmart. Alright, cool. They call him up. You have a cop, the owner. They ask for him. They take him out. So they turn back and get me. They take us to the room. They want to be racist. They want to be judgmental. Then they want to make up shit just to get rid of us. Because they were targeting a whole group of people now. I used to chill like 20 people. It was just me and him this day. There's such thing as secret shoppers. Walmart ain't that big. We walk around Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Walmart's pretty much like a walking track. It's like in a small circle. Ain't nothing to really do. A lot of the stuff is high priced. We ain't hurt nobody. We ain't stealing nothing. Hell, most of us have money on us anyway, so we're gonna pay for stuff. Hell, we pay for things anyways. So you can't. And it's stupid because they try to say we were harassing following this woman who was a secret shopper. We didn't know she even existed. We don't pay attention to nobody in there unless we see someone we know. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't want to beg us to that, you know, to following her, stalking her, calling her racist. And she was a Mexican. They want to pin us for stealing shit. Get out of here. But they wanted to be racist about it. They call us the N-word. They're like, well, we got you on video. I was like, can we see it? I can't do that. That means you ain't got nothing. If you ask for video evidence, if they say you did something they can't deny you to show you that. They do it anyways. The one thing about Walmart, it's owned by a KKK person. Person that started Walmart is a Ku Klux Klan member, another founder of it when it started. You know, they get away with rape, they get away with racism, and because they're an international company, people that try to take it to court, they lose that court hearing because Walmart has the money to buy the court system. Court system don't give a shit about anybody that's cuffed. But the next one, everyone guilty. You know? We're all guilty of something. Even if we didn't do anything, we're guilty of something. You know? It's just like this. Do Black Lives Matter? Going back to what I said, I'm half black. I can speak on this. To me, our lives don't matter. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, wait, hold up. What are you talking about? I'm going to break this down. You just got to listen. We're the most coon, hypocritical people in the world. Us, as black community. We are. We have more black on black crime now, right? Than we do have white on black crime or racist on black crime. We put the KKK out of business because we kept killing each other. We kept killing our own selves. Our Black Lives Matter. No, because we don't give a shit about our lives. We refuse to ignore the fact that what's going on. A lot of people died warning us about this. I shouldn't have. It's the same group of people want to mention. Biggie, Tupac, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Prince, and Michael. They all died warning us. We don't listen. We don't know how to act. We act like savage animals because we allow ourselves to be that. Then we want to turn around and blame it on something else. When we have to take responsibility for our own actions, and we don't. I'll put it to you like this, right? Black on black crime. He's black, I'm black. He kills me or I kill him. We want to get t-shirts made. We want to make signs. We want to have a Stop the Violence peace treating movement. But the thing is, these are the same group of motherfucking individuals, right, that are hypocritical. They go to these events, but by the time they start these events, they start the same shit in the events that allowed this event to happen in the first place. So now we got to have a peace treating event for this event. Then we turn around and do the same thing over again. So it's a cycle pattern rotation. That's why our lives don't matter, because we don't care about our lives. But if a white person kills a black person, racist or not, cop or not, we want to start a damn war and start rioting. Then we want to have like, our Black Lives Matter, our Black Lives Matter, right? But then here we are doing the same shit to ourselves. Yet again, we're hypocritical. We don't care. We don't care. We want to post videos all we want. So you can post videos to prove evidence all you want. Don't matter, because we still don't care. Because why? By the time we're on something, the next thing comes on something on that, we all like to be like this. Hey, let's go to this Gifts Club. Let's go get these J's. We don't know how to act when we get money. We don't know how to act. When we get money, it's because, one, we like having money. Two, we're going to spend it on weeds. We're going to spend it on J's. Let's get some rims. Go to the club, spend on clothes. We're gonna floss with it. We're going to be cool with it. That's what we do. We really don't put money into anything we do in the black community. We bring everything that's happening really upon ourselves. You have to really look at it. You got to stop blaming others and start blaming yourselves as well. That's why we're the most hypocritical coon and people in the world. And you wonder why people really don't like us, or you wonder why we're always on the news for shit. Because we allow it to happen. That's why us in the black community always say our lives, black lives, don't matter. White lives don't matter. Okay? Mexican lives, they matter. Chinese people's lives, they matter. Indian lives, they matter. Because you don't see them doing that shit. Because they're smarter than that. Yeah, there's white on white crime, but you don't hear about it. White person does something, they don't make it into a series on the news like they do for black person. Hell, they make it into a damn TV series on the news all the time. Just pops up on every hour, every 30 minutes. Because I've been harassed by cops before. I've been threatened by cops before. I've been threatened to get beaten by cops before. Black Rodney King, he got $65 million at the end of the day. That was $1 million for every blow. Hell, I would like to get $65 million for getting my ass beat by some white cops. Hell, beat my ass, give me my cash. You feel? Hate crimes are real, but you have to understand something. Only time when our lives stop mattering to us is when we start taking the blame for ourselves as black people in this community rather than turning around. I'm not taking up for what's going on. I'm not doing that. I'm stating truth. And the truth hurts. But our lives don't matter because it doesn't matter to us. You don't see riots every time black on black crime comes and say, oh, well, he's racist because he killed his own people. You don't see that. You just can't blame it on one group of people, man. You gotta blame it on yourself too. Did you ever think at the times we're just stupid enough to fall for a lot of the trickery out here? They give us the tools here as black Americans with targets on their back because we refuse to look at the other's picture. We're not gonna wake up till it's too late. None of us are free. There ain't no such thing as freedom. We're all still slaves. We ain't gonna be free till we're dead. That's the only time we're gonna be free. Our bodies are just shells for who we really are when our spirits and our souls leave. That is the real us. Like I said, we shouldn't be saying our lives matter if we don't give a fuck about our lives because we're doing the same fucking shit over again that lead us to the same situation because we want to be coons about it. We want to be the most damn hypocritical people in the world, and I'm not the only person that sees this. It's like this. Everybody wanted Obama's bitch ass in office. What Obama do for you? All of a sudden, Obama fucks up. Y'all want the nigga out the office. I made money with or without Obama. Point blank period. Fuck Obama. That is not our nigga. That is the white person's nigga. Fuck Obama. That is not our nigga. We don't want him. Like I said, we most hypocritical people in the world. We want Obama. A couple years later, get him out of here. Get him out of the office. He's making it hard for all of us here in the black community. Like I said, we're coons and we're the most hypocritical people in the world. The same stuff that we complain about, the same shit we bring upon ourselves that leads right back into the situation. There's three sides of our story. There's his side, or her side, and then there's the truth. One thing, I remember talking to my friend about this a couple nights ago as well. He's black too, The same thing I'm telling you guys, same thing I told him, and he agrees with me. Sometimes I also believe in the conspiracy seriously as well. Do I feel like now the government wants us as black people killed off? The secret shadow government, the society, the shadow of society? Yes. But what doesn't make sense to me is this. If you want us killed off now, why the hell did you bring us here to America for slavery? You had plenty of time back then to kill us off. Why do it now? But every time a crisis happens, you want all hands on deck. Why? Because they don't know what they want either. We need to start waking up to ourselves and start taking responsibility for ourselves and our actions before we start wanting to point fingers and start wars with others. You feel what I'm saying to you now? That's what's going on. Our lives can't matter if they don't want to matter to us. Let's separate the people that want to ruin it for us, and separate the people that want to ruin it for us versus the people that want better for us. The coonery of the black community, the people that do cause it to happen, the people that go to these peace streets and want to start the same shit over in that leads to this situation, we need to get rid of them. But like I said, how can something matter to us if we don't care about our own? Like I said, we're the most hypocritical people in the world. Our lives don't matter because we turn around and do the same fucking damn thing that led us into the situation. In the first place, that's without a doubt. It's like the LA. You guys believe? No, anybody believe in karma? What comes around goes around. Put it to you like this: 91 through 96 was the LA riots. That was when big harassment at that time. You know, that was really when cops were really wanting to harass people. That was really when cops really wanted to kill. Well, we thinking us as outlaws, those that were game bangers, or those that weren't game bangers and just trying to get by any means necessary. Sometimes guys didn't always do something wrong, you know. But then it got out of hand to where during the LA riots and after the LA riots, we were killing cops. You feel? That's when Bloods and Crips, a lot of gangs were teaming up together. Right? We were killing cops that didn't deserve it for no apparent reason. The ones that were against bad cops, the good cops. Even after the LA riots, we were still a lot of cop killings, all through the 90s, a little bit to early 2000s. Now, decades late, now decade later, or two, they're now turning around doing the same thing to us. So it doesn't surprise me every time another damn white person gets killed by a cop. Because, for one, they turn around doing the same shit to us that we did to them. What comes around goes around. It's a repeated cycle. It's going to happen again. And yet again, like I said, we're going to have a damn Stop the Violence movement / Black Lives Matter to where, no, all lives matter. But they want to have to matter to the individuals, to themselves that want it to matter to them. Like I said, separate the people that you know are going to mess it up for you versus the people that won't. You know, like Bloods and Crips, the real Bloods and real Crips weren't about selling drugs and gangbanging. They're about giving back to the community and protecting the community against the people that want to wreck it for themselves, even if it was against their own selves, their own people, their own community, or the cops that wanted to really harass them. You know, what does the word Crip stand for? Community, progress, and service. If you come fucking with us, community and progress gonna be in service. Blood stands for family, stands together. The Bloods and Crips originated from the Black Panthers. One went to North LA, one went to East LA. West to East LA. They both came from the same damn gang, man. The people want to mess it up. They want to redo it to make it into something that it shouldn't be. And that's why gang life has now a bad reputation for what it is. You gotta ask yourself something, man. If Black Lives Matter, then why do we do the same shit to get us into the situation? If racism is that bad, then why do we associate and feel ourselves with white people all the day? Even if we know a lot of them that aren't white, or white but not bad white people. Why do we still accept the fact that we want the people that led us into the situation still in our community? It's just like everyone says, free somebody. If somebody killed someone, right? Or raped someone, then killed them, if we get all ippity about it and we want them out of jail, did you ever think the motherfuckers need to stay in jail? They're the ones that caused this shit to happen in the first place. But yet you want them free because you don't fail to realize the fact that, look, they brought that upon themselves, and this younger generation brings shit upon themselves because y'all are young and stupid and arrogant and too damn blind to the truth. Like I said, this is going to be around for a long time. It ain't never going to stop until we're all dead. We ain't never going to be free till we die. Our lives don't matter. I said this before and I say it again. It don't matter. Because it's never going to stop until we're dead. Until the whole world's extinct. It's been going on for 40 minutes now. I just want to share what I felt with you guys. And I'm out.